If you are a beginner interested in creating an online course, but you have no idea where to start, I'm here to help you. Because most people think building and selling profitable online courses requires either an existing audience, expensive tools, or years of experience. But after working with thousands of successful course creators, I've seen firsthand there is actually a proven formula that works, even if you're starting from scratch. I'm Brian McAnulty, the founder of Heights Platform, the AI-powered online course and community building software, and I've helped over 10,000 creators succeed in their online courses. I've seen thousands of creators successfully turn their expertise into thriving course and community businesses. Not only have I helped others do it, but I've also built and sold my own courses and communities. So I know what works and what doesn't. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact formula that makes online courses successful so you can skip the guesswork and start building yours today. The formula that I'm sharing today is for everyone. You don't need an audience, prior experience selling online, or a budget for paid ads. So let's get right into it. Here's the formula for a successful online course. A transformative course result plus consistent content creation plus premium features. If you're confused, that's okay. I'm going to explain and break it all down. The first part of the formula is the transformative course result. That means that the course doesn't just deliver information, but it guides students towards a real, measurable, transformative change towards their goals. Because people aren't paying for knowledge alone, what they're actually buying from you is the outcome that they're trying to reach. So if your course helps to solve a problem or help somebody achieve their goals, improve their life in a meaningful way, then your course can become more valuable. Many creators believe that their course topic is the most important factor, but that's not always the case. Sure, if your course teaches people how to make money or land a new job, naturally, those are appealing outcomes that maybe could command a higher price. But regardless of your course topic, there's a way that you can position it that's going to resonate with your ideal customers and emphasize the transformation and the problems that it solves for them. So how do you apply this to your own course? Let's take an example. Let's imagine that you are an expert in Microsoft Excel and you want to share your knowledge. So you might think, okay, I'm going to call my course Excel 101, a complete guide to mastering Excel. Well, that's kind of clear. You're teaching about Microsoft Excel, but it doesn't communicate a specific transformation or result. Because if you think about it, why would somebody want to buy that? Why does anybody want to learn Excel? Does somebody wake up in the morning and say, I can't wait to learn Microsoft Excel today? No. There's a reason that somebody would want to learn it. So instead, you reposition around what your audience actually wants to achieve. So you could make your course title something like Learn Excel to Secure Your Next Promotion. And now, just by simply putting the words secure your next promotion, you are instantly directing your audience's focus towards the potential for career growth, because that's a reason that somebody might want to learn Excel. So if that's what you can make your course about, then there's not only a very strong reason for somebody to want to take it, but you're also communicating it very clearly for somebody who lands on your website to understand why they might want to buy it. And by the way, I didn't just come up with that example myself. Heights AI actually suggested it to me. So you can use Heights AI to generate an entire online course offer, your recommendations for your idea, the lesson outline, and much more. You can try it in the link below. It's completely free for 30 days, no credit card required. And what's cool about this is you can just give it your idea and you will get recommendations just like I gave you of how your idea can be made more appealing and better communicating the result that you might want to offer. So most people don't pay for an online course just to learn. They see it as an investment in achieving their goals. This could mean earning a promotion, improving their work performance, or maybe like enhancing their health and well-being. People are willing to invest in things that bring them more money, bring them better health, and bring them greater happiness. So if you have a course idea in mind, but you're still unsure how to position it the best way, I highly recommend that you download our Course Creator Starter Pack. We've made this free collection of all these resources that me and my team put together, and it's designed to help new course creators. So inside, you're going to find a guide for how to name your course. You're going to find a 30-day checklist of what you should do to get your course launched in 30 days, and refund policies, email templates, all kinds of stuff, completely free. Link in the description below for that. Now that we've covered the first part of the formula, let's move on to the next key element: consistent content creation. This means regularly sharing valuable insights, engaging with your audience, and positioning yourself as an authority in your niche. Creating content consistently helps you stay top of mind for your audience, making it more likely that they're going to see you as the go-to expert when they're ready to invest in a course. So this could be in the form of blog posts, YouTube videos, podcasts, social media updates, or email newsletters. The key is to deliver value, answer common questions, sharing industry insights, and providing actionable advice. And a tip I would give here is, I think a lot of people say, oh, great idea. Let's go on YouTube and let's go on X and Instagram and let's do all of these things. But it is hard to start creating content, especially if you haven't been doing it. And so what I would say is there isn't like one perfect thing. The perfect thing is the thing that you can do well and is natural to you, and the thing of where your audience is actually hanging out. If you spend a lot of time on YouTube and you know that your audience is on YouTube too, then figuring out how to do YouTube videos would be a pretty good choice. If you enjoy writing, then maybe writing blogs or something, or going on X or something like that is a good choice for you. Beyond just creating the content, interaction is crucial. So engaging with your audience, responding to comments, maybe doing some kind of like live Q&As or addressing their concerns to build that stronger relationship, that's going to help both foster trust, and it's also going to help you understand your audience and understand their problems and what their concerns really are, because you might have ideas for this course and what you think you have to teach, but as you kind of get to know your audience better, you'll learn that they have questions that maybe you forgot years ago that you actually did go through those things yourself, or that maybe you didn't think about, but is actually a common problem that people have. I want to address a common misconception though around content creation, and that is how people tend to think that you need millions of followers in order to build a successful business. The reality is you really don't. You need such a small amount actually, and there are so many ways you can get customers without having to have a massive social media following. So one example is me right now. I've helped thousands of creators. I have thousands of customers, but at the time of recording this, I have less than 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. And maybe a better example is Barb McGrath, who teaches about how to optimize local SEO. Now, in her first year as a course creator, she made 6 figures with her online course. And she's been with Heights platform now for about 5 years creating her course, actually over 5 years now creating her courses. If you go and look her up on social media, she doesn't have hundreds of thousands or millions of followers either, but she figured out a specific problem that she could solve that is valuable to other people, in this case, local businesses who want to show up in Google. And she knew how to solve that and built a course around it. And in the way that she got customers was not through having to have all these millions of followers, but was through things like partnerships. And this is something that is often overlooked and not really talked about on social media. But if you know somebody who has your ideal audience, and there's a way you can go to them and say, hey, I've got this product, I think it really fits well for your audience. Can we work out something where maybe I can tell your audience about this product and then I'll give you a cut of the revenue? And this is such a great strategy for creators, especially when they're starting out, because what that means is you're not paying money up front. So you don't have to go and invest a bunch of money in Facebook ads or Google ads, or you don't have to go and say, all right, I'm going to try to create tons and tons of content for 2 years and hope that I can do this right. But you can pretty much start right away once you have the product and go and make a deal with somebody who has the audience. With any content creation strategy, the one thing that's really important is learning to stay consistent with your content. You want to make it easy for yourself to create that content. Once you get into this steady rhythm with actually creating it, then over time you will start to see results from it. And that's the thing where most people make the mistake. They're consistent, but maybe only for a couple weeks, and then they kind of say, oh, it didn't work, and they give up. But a lot of times it's not for a while until you start to see those results coming from it. But once you see those results, it really starts to grow. So if you can find a way to make it easy and enjoyable for you to create that content that you would just be doing it anyway, even if you didn't have to for your business, then you're really in a position to succeed, because in the long term, it is going to help you and you are going to grow eventually an audience because you'll get better and better at creating that content. If you are worried about giving away too much free information when you're creating that content, then don't be, because the free content is going to help build trust with your audience and show your expertise. And actually, the more value that you can provide upfront to your audience, the more that they're going to see you as the go-to expert. And remember, they're not buying buying the course for the information, they're buying it for the outcome. And so the course is taking all that knowledge that you know, putting it in the step-by-step process to help them actually reach that outcome. And it probably involves access to be able to ask you questions. It probably involves having some kind of community or access with other students. And that's where a lot of the value comes in. So there will be times where you might have, and like I've talked to creators who said, I've made millions of dollars with my online course, and you could probably find all of the things I talk about basically for free somewhere on YouTube, but the course is what really puts it together in a specific structure. This brings us to the next step in the formula, and that is premium features. So nowadays, information itself is readily available through free YouTube videos, blogs, even AI tools like ChatGPT. But so many course creators wonder why would somebody go and spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars on my course if they can find similar information and knowledge for free? Well, the answer lies in the engagement, the guidance, and the community. And also, it's not just about delivering this information, it's about creating this interactive learning experience that's going to help people stay motivated, stay accountable, and actually reach that outcome that we talked about. And that's something that nobody else has. So you can't ask ChatGPT,
what does Brian know, or what's Brian's approach, and what are Brian's experiences that led up to why he does things the way he does and how he did them to reach that specific goal.
So you can only learn that from the actual creator. And I think this is both an important part for creators to understand, so that way they are properly valuing what they have to offer, because there is really no competition to what you offer because nobody is you, but also to understand and kind of feel motivated that something like more videos on YouTube or something like ChatGPT doesn't mean that your business is going to go away, because again, nobody is you. So what are these premium features actually? This could be things like having some kind of live group coaching calls in your course. It could be having something like a community area for everybody to kind of engage and interact with each other. It could be having assignments with feedback or some kind of personalized support. All of that makes your course far more valuable than the content alone. And when students are able to actually get feedback, not only from you, but maybe from each other as well, they're far more likely to see results. So this kind of experience is what differentiates an effective premium course from some kind of like free scattered resource available online, or even those kind of cheap marketplace courses that you find for like $10. And the cool part is that integrating these kinds of features doesn't have to be difficult or expensive, and all-in-one course platforms like Heights Platform are going to offer you these features and more. So whether you want to have some kind of community or maybe assessments and quizzes, you can do that all and more. Pricing is another key part of the equation, and something that I've seen a number of creators get wrong. A higher price can actually help to make your course more desirable because people associate higher prices with greater value. When you have a course priced too low, people might assume that it lacks quality. People might buy it and kind of put it off or ask for a refund because they never went through it. And if you had a premium price, it's going to suggest that you've got a well-structured, high-quality learning experience that's going to actually deliver the result that somebody's looking for. I would say that more than that, but when people pay more money for something, they're more committed to actually making it work. Because imagine if you said like, wow, I just spent $1,000 on this program. I got to make sure that this works for me, so it was worth my $1,000. Where if you said, oh, I just spent $10 on this program, then maybe you're just going to forget about it and say that you'll check it in some bookmark folder later on. Now that we've gone through the formula for building a profitable online course, let's recap. A successful course consists of a transformative course result, consistent content creation, and those premium features. So you can create an engaging and highly desirable course by focusing on delivering real value for your potential students, promoting through regular content creation, and incorporating these interactive elements and things that people need, like having a community area, having a way to interact with you, the creator, and remember that people are not just paying for the information. They're investing in transformation, support, and structured learning. And so if you're ready to take your next step in your journey as a course creator, I highly encourage you to download the free Course Creator Starter Pack. This free resource has everything you need to get started. We put together a bunch of different resources we've made over the years and put it all in this one free download. All you have to do is go to the link in the description and put in your email. You'll get our 30-day course creation checklist, the online course name worksheet, email templates, and more. Keep in mind, the best course creators don't just teach. They guide, support, and structure their content in a way that they keep their students engaged. So as you refine your course idea, think beyond the information and focus on the experience and the result. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below.